Hello and welcome to your favorite travel and lifestyle show, Trendz Travel. As always, I'm your hostess with the mostest, Eloise Scobel. Now it is officially September and it is finally springtime, and we usher into the season of new beginnings with a colour run, or rather a dignity walk for those living with disabilities.
I could feel the festive mood in the air, somehow making it almost impossible for me to figure out if the excitement was as a result of the pumped up music in anticipation of the 5-kilometer colour walk, or the thought of embarking on the march brazing the early chilly breeze. Well, it didn't take me long to figure out that the jovial mood was in fact that of young, old and physically challenged people waiting for the go-ahead to start the Walk for Dignity in support of the disabled and disadvantaged, spearheaded by our very own Thabo Madidula's Foundation. Once we were on the go and the temperature got warmer, I spotted toddlers who showed me flames, walking the entire 5 kilometers without stopping. Everyone who participated in the Walk for Dignity had a splash of color all over their clothing to show for it.
I keep on saying, Kasut. And that means, if I see something that's happening out there and it needs my kind of reach to reach out, why not make it possible in what I deal with within my own capacity?
We're so excited to be here. Giving back, it means a lot to us. So we believe in giving back to the community. So that's why we're here and we're very excited and we're enjoying it.
I walked because I wanted to walk and I had fun, and I hope it's going to benefit them in a good way.
And those who participated in the march were surely hydrated throughout the race.
I'm encouraged by what Thabo has done. He has challenged me. I need to put together a Pinky kind of foundation. But mine, as I was looking, is to focus on boy child. Because we're gradually pushing boy child against the wall. We need to bring them closer and then say to them, boys, you have girls amongst you. Live with them and love them. You see, there's another notion that we have of saying, tigers don't cry. And you need them not to have that emotional aspect in them. And these are the things that we really need to bring them closer to. And say, if you feel emotional, cry. Keep it out. Because the more they bottle them, by the time they do the outburst, it's very.
So, as you enjoy warmer temperatures this spring, do spare thought for those who are less fortunate. Happy Spring Month.
Adam's calendar is controversially known as the oldest man-made structure to date. Affectionately known as African Stonehenge, it predates Stonehenge as well as the Great Pyramids of Giza by tens of thousands of years. And guess what? It's right here on African soil in Mpumalanga, South Africa. Roughly 75,000 years ago, early humans built a stone calendar that predates all other stone structures to date, known as Adam's calendar or Inzalo Yilanga, which means the birthplace of the sun. Let's go and find out some more. What looks like a pile of rocks on the edge of the picturesque mountains of Mpumalanga is one of the greatest archaeological finds, fondly known as African Stonehenge.
So welcome to Adam's calendar, or Inzalo Yilanga, as it's known by African knowledge keepers and shaman. And this is knowledge that's been handed down for thousands of years. This is not something that we've concocted or made up. This place is sacred to ancient African knowledge keepers, and ceremonies being held here and performed here for thousands of years. So the fact that it was accidentally rediscovered in 2003 by Johann Heine is a miracle, so that we bring it back to the awareness of humanity and bring back its deep spiritual connection to humanity to the best of our ability. So when it was first discovered by Johann Heine, or rediscovered in 2003, he started doing measurements of the site and realized that it's aligned with the cardinal points, north, south, east, west. That's north, that is south, east is over there, and as you can see, west is where the sun is setting. Yeah. And he realized that the stones in the middle are the calendar stones, and this is why we call it the oldest working sun calendar on earth today, probably very close to 300,000 years old. So since the first guesstimate of how old it was. We've got a lot more information that allows us to go back much further in time and be reasonably sure that this thing has been around for almost 300,000 years. So, and I'll now show you how the calendar actually works. It is aligned with the solstices, the equinoxes, and you can tell every day of the year with the setting sun where it falls on the calendar rock. So let's go have a look.
Okay.
So these are the two central calendar stones. We are in the middle of the calendar, and that is south, that rock over there where the tree is growing next to.
Yeah.
That is south. This rock over here is north. That is obviously east where the sun rises, and that is where we have the Horus stone. That stone lying there is actually the Horus stone, and next to it are the three stones of Orion that line up with the rise of Orion's belt. And over here we have, as you can see, this stone casts a shadow on the stone here, and as the sun sets, the shadow moves from this edge right across to that edge, and this is actually the calendar stone. So the sun is going to set more or less over there, so today it's probably going to be over there. So every day, if you drew a line here every day, you could still tell the days of the year. And the interesting thing is that the width of this rock is the exact width of the length of the year. So in summer, on the summer solstice, the sun sets over there, and the edge of that rock casts a shadow over here. So the shadow comes up to this point here, and then it moves as the sun moves into winter. The shadow moves this way, and in winter it sets right between these two rocks here, across this cutout here, and the shadow ends right there, and then it starts to move back again into summer. So this is still a working sun calendar. So when we say it's the oldest working sun calendar on Earth, I really mean it. It still works. The other important thing is that, as I mentioned before, it's known as Inzalo Yilanga, birthplace of the sun, which means to the African shamans and knowledge keepers that have been holding this knowledge and information and passing down oral tradition and oral knowledge for thousands of years, the belief is that humanity was created here by the gods. What we have here is a clear indication that South Africa and Southern Africa is rich in ancient history, unexplored ancient history that very few people are aware of. And South Africans no longer have to travel to Egypt or to Mexico or to Peru and Bolivia. All they have to do is come to Mpumalanga and explore the ancient ruins of Southern Africa and actually go further back in time than any other ancient sites on Earth, and probably get closer to the origins of humankind and what I call the true cradle of humankind, right here in Mpumalanga between Watervalboven and Kaapse Hoop, where Adam's calendar is located.
Each and every one of these stones here tell a very different and very unique story.
This is where Baba Credo Mutwa told me that the first original creation of humanity by the gods took place right here between these three stones. Very significant place for all of humanity, if you're into that kind of ancient knowledge and information.
The view itself from high up here is something spectacular to behold, overlooking the southwest Kruger National Park, and on a clear day, almost into Maputo. It is a great place to reflect on the origins of humankind and life's biggest questions. After some quiet time, it was time to be off. September is National Tourism Month, and we'd like to know from you the places in South Africa that are ideal for an epic stopover or a great holiday. Let us know on Twitter or on Instagram. That's on Trendz on SABC using the hashtag SABC News.
We're very keen to hear why must Zuma's character be assassinated.
Mzwandile, former President Jacob Zuma, doesn't believe that there was state capture.
He did qualify to say his understanding may be limited.
There's lots of red on the board behind you. Is it a true reflection of what's happening on the markets today?
Yeah, certainly is, Nzing. About 0.1% lower thus far for the markets here locally.
Your money on market sense. South Africa needs jobs.
Spring has sprung and the urge to be outside is undeniable. Joburg residents showed up in their thousands for this year's annual event, Jazz on the Lake.
Johannesburg Jazz on the Lake has become the event to go to on Spring Day. Now in its 27th year, this event was packed to the brim with music lovers who wanted to experience jazz while soaking in the sun.
It's always amazing to see people bajabulela umculo. You know, it's really amazing. Yakhuthaza even nakimi as an artist, which should lento engiyenzayo. It is really making a difference at the end.
The electrifying performances got everyone on their feet.
It's so packed. I've never seen it this full before, but I'm enjoying it. It's very nice and it's well organized. It's safe. We can enjoy ourselves in peace. You know, the sun is out there. We're enjoying spring, so I'm happy.
So re tlo enjoy, re tlo thaba le batho bohle ka moka, re happy ka moka na rena.
Definitely a great way to welcome spring.
For one soulful night only, American R&B singer, songwriter and record producer Joe Thomas serenaded ladies with his sexy voice and sultry lyrics. His ability to fill the arena each time he comes to South Africa has made us curious about this Joe fact.
The guitar player Joe. The cool Joe. The hit maker Joe Thomas made a return to South Africa for a one-night-only performance that left the Sun Arena packed with die-hard fans of the R&B singer. It seems South Africa can never get enough of the Joe factor. So we spoke to the man himself about that it factor that always leaves us wanting more.
Africa, I'm sure we can all agree that the gentleman I'm speaking to today spoke to us at pivotal moments in our life. I know he spoke to me particularly when I was young, becoming a young woman and discovering who I was. He also spoke to me when I was learning about love and discovering what that was. He's still speaking to me and like today, even right now, he still speaks to me. So let me ask you to officially help me welcome Joe Thomas. How are you?
Hello. I'm great, man. I'm good. I think every song that I've written, it is insane. And I think I wrote the songs before the actions actually happened for me. You know, like yes. I wrote things into existence.
Yes.
Like if you listen to the songs now, it's like it's what I'm going through. It's what I'm really living now. It's like, why was I so ahead of my time? In my own world, I guess I kind of spoke it into existence, you know. And relationships are very tough, but when you do find the right one, that's when you make every effort to hold on to it. So I always wrote about romance. I always wrote about relationships, but I was never actually in a solid one throughout that whole process. But now, looking back, it's like, wow, I kind of wrote all my mistakes
before you could make
before I can actually make them.
If you could remake an album, which album would it be? Like do
wow.
it all over again, that process.
I think every album after the 90s.
Yeah.
Every album after the 90s. You know, it's something special about when I write my own songs. You know, every song that was a big success for me is the songs that I wrote and or produced.
Timeless music is really done by a specific few. Few people can make timeless music.
Right. I agree.
What's it like being you, knowing you make those classics that are gonna last forever and ever? What do you wake up one day and say, is it really me?
Sometimes I have to be reminded, and that that reality check either comes from walking through the airport and people who support me, they show that love and express that love. Or it could be from a show, you see people just so invested. So I have to get reminded sometimes because, I'm a regular guy just like everybody else, It's just that I took some time to sort of kind of perfect. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but I tried my best to perfect what I do in music. The songwriting, the musicianship. So it's all of the above I tried to perfect, especially the recording. I wanted it to feel a certain way. I want my vocals to be solid. They got to sound and feel good.
You have a Joe voice. Nobody else has your voice.
Well, that's a good thing. Thank God for that. Thank God for that.
So let's talk about that particular special place that you wanted to tell us about earlier on that you like going to when you're in South Africa.
Oh, wow. I think a lot of people can agree. I love Mandela Square. It's very fun, and I love the Michelangelo Hotel as well. It's really nice. It's my first time here at the Sun, which I love as well. It's beautiful. Yeah. So this is my new nice
home
destination. That's right. Yeah.
And then where you like to go and eat?
The butcher shop.
Yeah. What do you like about the butcher shop?
Well, they have everything. I mean, I love the. I'm a carnivore for sure. I love the oxtails.
Yeah.
They bring them out in this cast iron pot. It is just so authentic and it's just good. I don't know who the chef is. I'm sure I met him, but I don't know his name.
Yeah.
But the food is amazing.
How you feeling tonight?
What are you currently doing outside of music?
Right now I'm actually trying to further my education. Actually, I'm taking college courses and trying to just elevate myself, just become a better me. And I think that's the best thing I could have done for myself. Because when I got in the industry, you look talking about 17, 18 years old, and things just happened immediately for me right after high school. So I just don't want a diploma, I want a degree.
Do you have a message for all our women?
I think the message that I have is more for the men.
Oh.
Treat your woman good. Be good to your significant other, your wife, your girlfriend. Make sure you treat them like the queens that they are. Treat them like your mother, treat them like your daughter if you have. And just be kind, be respectful to the women out here, and keep your hands to yourself at the end of the day. Don't touch a woman in an inappropriate way. Don't abuse them. Women are special. They carry the seed, to life. So we can only plant it, but they carry it. And thank God for women.
With ladies making up a majority at his concerts, Joe ensures that he keeps them coming back for more.
What was your favorite song?
I want to know what turns you on. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun, yo, Patung. I wish the guy happen next week. So I'm so excited and I had so much fun. So I'm so excited. I really love Joe Thomas. I am a huge fan.
You know what? I came for 3 songs here. One of the songs is that the one that I want to know. No one else comes close to you, and another used to be. Another used to be is a very close songs, and one will easily relate to that, especially if it comes on a Sunday, when you feel like, this is my time with my wife, my girlfriend, or my family.
We will be back with more of Trendz Travel right after this very short break, so don't go anywhere.
Oh, hi. As you can see, I'm trying to get the most out of my day, trying to get this workout in and film this infomercial. And I'm sure you're trying to get the most out of life too. So, what's stopping you? What? Money? Money shouldn't stop you from going on holiday, paying emergency car repairs, or buying that gym equipment that you've always wanted. Get it sorted with a Ubank personal loan of up to 100,000 Rand with flexible repayment terms of up to 60 months. So you can focus on dreaming big and reaching your goals, and UBank can help you sort out your finances. Get it sorted with a UBank loan. I've reached my calorie count and finished filming this infomercial. Hashtag get it sorted. UBank, growing with you.
Lowveld Extreme Adventures is a dynamic tourism adventure company owned and operated by 2 young entrepreneurs in Hazyview. So with it being Tourism Month, I decided to join them on one of their ventures, and it was tubing. I thought it was going to be an easy, leisurely stroll, but actually it wasn't. Let's have a look. Hey, so guys, we're right here in Mpumalanga at Lowveld Extreme Adventures right on the Sabi River, and today we're going to be taking a little bit of a, well, not rafting, we're going to be tubing, so let's join me. Our first point of action was to scoot on closer to our guide for our instructions and on-the-river tutorial.
Okay, so moving our boat, we're going to be using our hands. Okay, so we're going to be paddling forward like this. Okay, and sometimes you might need to back paddle. So back paddling, you lean back a little bit, you push forward just like this. Okay, and we also got left and right. So if you are going left, you need to paddle on your right hand with one hand. Your boat will turn to that direction. Also, if you want to go right, on your left like this, go that direction. So what I'm going to tell you about the swimming we do what we call it cocktail position. If you are in a calm water, that's where you can try to swim to your boat. If you can't, you're always going to be there to assist you. Okay. So swimming, never ever try and stand up in this river. As you can see some places, very ropey.
Then it was time to make our way to the river's edge and prepare to get in. This exercise requires you popping yourself into the rushing waters backwards. Yes, back first. Our first stretch is cool, calm waters, giving me an opportunity to practice my paddling and, of course, the cocktail position. This is an adventure sport, and although tubing does sound relaxing, on the Sabi River, it's an extreme sport, and some needed more help than others. It wasn't until our first rapid that I understood the adventure part. Our guide made it look easy and dangerous all at the same time. And then it was my turn to brave the waters, the rocks, and the speed of the icy rapids. There are a dozen more rapids where that one came from, but reliable guides are always standing by to lend a helping hand. Thank goodness for the moments of calm paddling to slow down and catch your breath and just enjoy the flow. The placid shallow waters allow you time and space to reflect and to prepare for what lies ahead. Then in true plot twist style, we are out of the water carrying our tubes as we make our way to the mountaintop and its magnificent waterfall view. It is here that our guides inform us of something I was never ready for. A jump from the cliff into the water below. And they're not kidding. After some intense negotiations, one brave female soul takes the first plunge. It seems safe enough, and even though I think I can, the jelly in my legs lets me know I'm not yet ready. After some more pep talking and revving myself up, I decide on a second attempt. 3, 2, 1, and go! You need to see that again. 3, 2, 1, and go! And go again. The view of the waterfall and the cliff face from my epic jump are absolutely amazing, and I almost can't believe that I did it. Then it's out of the water and back onto our tubes. The last stretch is all about relaxation as we float along, head in the clouds. That was us guys tubing down the Sabi River. It was absolutely amazing. The water was wonderful. That jump was wow. But you know, we do it for you guys. And unfortunately, that's the end of our time together today. But we'll be back again next week, same time, same place, with some more exciting content to share with you. And speaking of sharing, don't forget to hit us up on Instagram or on Twitter. This is Eloise Coble, signing out.
We're very keen to hear